Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Geek Talk. I am your host, Sabrina Lowery, the Tech Evangelist, and I cannot wait to get into this episode where we give entrepreneurs expert knowledge. We are here today. We are celebrating a 13th webisode, y'all. It's all good here at the Geek Talk podcast. And I am here because you all have supported this platform. We have celebrated our 1000th download on the podcast platforms. I'm so excited. I can't even talk. My goodness gracious. You all, please jump in the conversation. Join us. Where are you streaming in from? If you are live on today's episode, I want to give a shout out to everyone on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. And if you are here on the replay, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or your favorite podcast platform, please be sure to let us know where you are tuning in from. Shout out to Baltimore, Maryland in the house this evening. I truly appreciate you and love your city. I am here with a very special guest. Before we bring her into the stream, I just want to make sure that we can figure out that we're live on all platforms. So I want y'all to just bear with us a little behind the scenes. Make sure you tag a friend and get your business bestie on the podcast so that you can let them know that we are here giving entrepreneurs expert knowledge. And while we take a pause for the cause, I want to give a shout out to all of the ladies in tech and friends, all of my sisterhood. The community has been on fire, y'all. So many amazing things going on for the sisterhood. And I want to remind you all that our bestseller is available. Let me grab it real quick, fast. Here we go, ladies in tech. Volume 4. We are on Amazon. We are #1 bestseller on that platform in multiple categories with 24 amazing co-authors and yours truly as the forward author. I want you all to check it out. Be sure that you show your support for the Ladies in Tech and Friends community by going to SabrinaLowery.com. All right. So while I've got your attention, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sabrina Lowery, RE Tech. While we are almost ready to get the show on the road, I want to make sure that if you are an entrepreneur trying to grow your business, build wealth, or figure out how to use technology without feeling overwhelmed, this show is for you. Welcome again to Geek Talk with Sabrina Lowery and friends. I am affectionately known as the Tech Evangelist with more than your fair share of tech support solutions for your small business and all of your corporate needs. So let's jump into the conversation. I have given you all your call to action. I want to make sure that my guest is ready backstage. I see you, sis. Give me a thumbs up if you are ready. I love it. Fantastic, everyone. I want to give everybody again an opportunity to let us know where you are tuning in from. I want to make sure that you have a little bit of information about our platform so that you can get in. And so we have live streaming all the way from Florida. Thank you so much, Kathy Chambers Media. Thank you so much. She is excited to see our special guest. So let me get ready for this guest because I don't want you all to miss a thing. Okay, so just bear with me one moment. Let me get our special guest, get this bio ready. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I want you all to know we are here with a fantastic special guest today, and her name is Rae McElroy, a cybersecurity practitioner and founder of CyberSloth Security and Technology, where she helps small businesses and government contractors navigate compliance, risk, and audit readiness, including CMMC and SOC2. We'll get her to break down those technical acronyms. And she has a non traditional path into tech where she brings real world, jargon free approach to cybersecurity, focusing on making complex concepts accessible and actionable. Beyond cybersecurity, Rae is the publisher of Henry Society Journal, and I want her to tell you more all about what she does and who she does it for. Welcome to Geek Talk, Rae.
Hey, Sabrina. Thanks for having me. I love the vibes. I love it. I love the intro. I love how you set the tone. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for saying yes to you. As the CEO of YOU, with all of the credentials and accolades and being the phenomenal woman that you are, I want us to jump into the conversation with a little bit about what can we learn about Rae that was not mentioned in her bio or found on Google. What's your superpower, sis?
My superpower is I am not the cover. So if I was a book, you would not be able to judge me by my cover. Um, I am a avid learner. I am a creative. Outside of what I do for work, I love to travel. And ultimately, I just love giving back, helping those that were in the same position as myself before I pivot into tech. And overall, I'm just here for the experience, life's experience, that is.
I love that so much. And so, thank you again to all of our live streamers tuning into another episode of Geek Talk, where we are here to give entrepreneurs expert knowledge. And, Rae, where are you located?
I am located in Dallas, so I'm in between Dallas and San Francisco, depending on the day. So right now, I'm currently in Dallas.
I love it. And so I'm going to just jump right into the conversation. I want us to talk about your background. So, we all didn't just start in entrepreneurship. I'm sure cybersecurity wasn't on your vision board as a young girl. What did you do before cybersecurity?
Yeah. So before cybersecurity, I was an entrepreneur, publishing the Henry Society Journal. If we go a little before that, I was a legal secretary and process server. So that was my background before, but I've always been in entrepreneurship, always had a side gig or a passion project, if that's what you want to call it. And then I dove in full time with the Henry Society Journal during COVID. And I was interviewing female founders, and it was initially a business resource. So providing funding and cohorts, fellowships, anything that would contribute to the total well-being of the founders and the business. Then I started to do community outreach, providing resources for those looking for career pathways. During that time, a lot of those opportunities were within tech, and I was curious to know if my resources actually were working, and I just decided to become my own muse, and pivot and took the opportunity myself to pivot into tech. It was something I always wanted to do. I just didn't have the resources, the experience, or the connection, so I wasn't really sure. But I definitely started from scratch and wanted to be my case study, basically. Oh, I can't hear you.
Thank you so much for sharing your backstory, Rae. I truly appreciate that. I have our behind the scenes Instagram followers tuning in with us live from
I
all
can
over
hear
the globe. We are multi streaming from all walks, all the platforms. And so we want to again welcome our guests, Rae. They are here to support you and what you are here to bring our audience. And so I want to remind everyone that you can follow the show full stream on YouTube right now or on LinkedIn. Our Facebook is having a little bit of technical difficulties behind the stream, but that is why you all will be able to go on to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio once this live recording airs. So, with that being said, Rae, I want us to segue because I want us to get back to, we told the people where it started. Where did your geekdom begin? All right. So now let's talk about the transition from corporate America into the world of cyber. Let's geek out, shall we?
Yes, we shall. Okay, so how did I pivot into tech? So I was working on a government contract with my online periodical doing the community outreach. So I was providing these resources, and when I repeatedly seen these career pathways pivoting into tech, I asked my mentor and business advisor at the time, well, not really asked, but told him, like, I want to get into tech. I don't know, like, I need some type of feedback. I need some type of connection, some type of direction. And he pretty much told me that there was a need, or will be a need, within the Department of Defense for consultants within the CMMC space. I had no idea what that meant, never heard of it. And he pretty much gave me like links, a bunch of links and resources, and said, if you can learn this, do your research. If you can learn this, I think this would be a good entry point. Um, Entry point in tech does not mean this is the easy route. It's just maybe an untapped market that if you do the work and gain the skill set, you'll be able to pivot into that sector. So I spent months upon months of just studying, learning the frameworks, learning GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance, and figuring out my lane. However, I lacked the confidence. So I felt like, one, I didn't have the confidence. I didn't know anything about tech. I didn't have any colleagues, resources. Well, I had my business advisor, but outside of that, and I didn't think that people would take me serious. So I decided to go back to school, and I became a software engineer. So I did a software engineering boot camp, and from there, it really was to gain a more technical skill set. So although I had learned those frameworks and I was able to administer and do my job, I still didn't have an understanding of the environments and the technicality within that space. So I did go back. I became a software engineer. And then from there, I just continued to build my consulting firm and network, and really just find my footing in what I was doing. So it was not easy. I know that's the short version of my story, but overall, if you have a goal, you have a mission, you're going to figure out a way to accomplish it.
That's right. And here's the thing with that. It's called resilience. And that is a resonating theme in our Ladies in Tech Volume 4 book. When ladies are going into technology, regardless of the pathway, and I'm so glad you spoke about the choice to go into cyber, right? That is a specific pathway for certifications and careers. So when you think about that, they are typically male dominated. You typically do not see anyone that look like you and I. You typically don't see anyone that does the business like we do, because there is a mindset difference over the decades before us. So, yes, we want to honor those before us, but were they honoring us? Were they lifting as they climbed that corporate ladder in order to give us points of entry? What are some unique challenges, Rae, that you possibly face, whether it was in your corporate trajectory or whether it is in your entrepreneurial journey?
I think what you described about not looking the part, that was one of the biggest things I had to overcome, was imposter syndrome. I didn't feel like I looked like someone in cyber. I didn't feel like I spoke like someone in cyber. However, we are now in a space where diversity is needed. You need to be able to speak with stakeholders in a tone and in a language that they can understand, not the super technical words. Like, you have to be able to talk to regular people and get the point across. And between your team, you can continue to have those complex conversations. So I think what you think is the reason why you can't do something is very much the reason why you should, because that'll end up being your superpower. So I would say that's now my superpower. My previous self-doubt has now become my greatest strength, which is just ultimately being able to be myself. I sound how I sound, I look how I look. My path is my path, but I'm here.
Mm. All right, 100% Kathy Chambers. I resonate with that sentiment so much. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your transparency, Rae, because that's what it is. That's why I invited you on my platform, sis. I knew the conversation was going to be fire. Okay, so let's segue just a little bit, right? So now that we've talked about those challenges, right? What, in your opinion, are the most important qualities that a woman needs to have going into tech, staying relevant in tech?
I would say self-awareness and just being bold, being assertive, and just being secure within yourself. And I know that takes time because we're always growing, we're always evolving, but ultimately just not being self-aware. If you know where your flaws are, sharpen those also while you sharpen your other skill sets. So just knowing who you are and where you're going. It sounds cliche, but it's not easy. Everyone, well, I'm not gonna say everyone, a lot of people are where they are because they have self-doubt and lack self-awareness.
Mm, that is so good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Somebody put a hashtag on that in the comments so I could feature you on the podcast. All right, because we got some live stream viewers tonight, Rae. I'm so, so excited. Let me give a little peek. Hey, backstage. I want to say hello to my behind the scenes viewers on Instagram this evening. We are live with Rae McElroy, y'all. Hey, all right, so we got about a dozen folks over in Instagram being nosy, seeing what Sabrina be doing, but that's okay because I told them go over to YouTube. I need everybody to go subscribe to my YouTube because I want y'all to help this show continue to be great and increase this to the 2000th podcast download. Why don't ya? All right, so let's segue, Rae. I am excited because now I want to know, how do you stay motivated? Okay. For someone that has quite a number of hats that you wear, how do you stay motivated?
Um, that's a good question. How do I stay motivated? Um, I think I get satisfaction out of accomplishing the things that I set forth. So we're always chasing something else, but I think there's just wholeness in knowing that you can do something, complete it, and it actually becomes real. So just knowing that our goals are in abundance, our success is in abundance, that's motivation to me.
There it is again. Another hashtag for the day. I'm just going to say, clip that. That is a nugget for today. The word of the day, everyone, is abundance. Say it with me,
Abundance.
abundance. All right, Rae. So let's talk to the audience, right?
Okay.
Work and life. You know, there's that thing about some kind of balance. I don't know. Do you have an answer to that? What does your work life balance look like?
My work life balance looks like, what do I want to do today? That's the balance. The balance is, what do I want to do? And if you get to that aspect in your life where you have that control, I think then you become the balance. Your decision is the balance. So um to me, there's no real way to measure that. It's just ultimately what works for you. So I think what works for you, what makes you feel good, how you want to live your life and start your day or complete your day. So yeah, having that freedom is the real balance.
Mm, there it is. Another mic drop, y'all. She giving y'all the nuggets. I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but my guest has so many gems that she is dropping right now for our entrepreneurial audience. So let's geek out again with our audience.
Keep
And
going. I'm having
let's
fun.
talk about the takeaways, right? So, when I've had other leading ladies in technology on my show, we've pretty much not given the people a lesson. Okay. So on last week's show, I got to nerd out because I was my own guest. Okay. Sabrina Lowery interviewed the tech evangelist. Okay. That's how I got down. So, for this segment of the show, let's give the people a cyber lesson, right? Let's
Okay.
tell them whether you want to tell them how they can get certified, or we can do some screen sharing and I can pull up your website and let them see what the CyberSloth is all about. How would
Okay.
you like to geek out with the people?
Let's do a little both. So
All right.
I am a nice cybersecurity career pathway ambassador. So of course I'm going to recommend a cybersecurity career pathway. Um, and that can be from anything from a pen tester, a ethical hacker, but I am in GRC, so that would be my lane. I am specifically a cybersecurity maturity model consultant. So that's with those within the Department of Defense. So I assist them in audit readiness so they are able to maintain their contracts. There is a high demand. So as of today, or you can say, I think the last time I read this was in March, there's over 200,000 contractors within the DIB, and there's less than 5,000 assessors. So there's a demand there. I think that if you are on the fence or don't think that you may fit, I think you should just do some research because your background, I'm pretty sure you have transferable skills there. So the GRC space absolutely is would be my recommendation, as well as it was something on the tip of my tongue that I was going to say. GRC, I
It's
forget.
okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we got time. It's okay. So listen, this is how we do on, this podcast. We just segue, right? And so you said we can do both. So
Yes.
with the website being loaded, let's segue right into that. And
Okay.
then you can always go back into the comments of the show and follow up with that information for the people. How's that?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Let's go through CyberSloth. All right, I'm gonna post that in the chat for the people.
Yes. So this is our homepage. We're looking to weather the storm. We hope that you don't encounter any breaches or any hurdles that will hinder you from getting your contracts. We have a readiness checklist that you can go through. We also have a Excel workbook that will help you if you were to do a self-assessment that guides you through it. If you are unable to afford the cost of an assessment, it can get slightly pricey depending on how many of the controls you have implemented within your organization. And then there's also, you can schedule a call. We can do a discovery call and provide free scoping of your organization. And that is pretty much an overview of CyberSloth.
Awesome. I love that so much. And I have a live question from our audience,
Oh,
right? Oh
oh,
my gosh. Are you ready, sis? All
ready.
right. What is the recommendation to get started for those at the very first step? And that question is coming to us from our live viewer, SRM Consulting Group LLC on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in to Geek Talk, right?
Okay, so I'm not sure if you're asking specifically for within the CMMC space or if you're just generally speaking in cybersecurity, so I'll answer both. If you're looking to get started in cybersecurity overall, I would say the first step would be to figure out which domain you want to be in. Cybersecurity is so broad that you have to really narrow down like where are you trying to go. There's about 15 to 17 different domains that you can work in within cybersecurity. And then also, if you're asking specifically within the CMMC space, working with the Department of War now, the first step would be to go on cyberab.org, and there's organizations that are there to train you. You have to take a training and take a test and then pass a 3-tier background check, and then that will get you started. So I don't know how much experience or what your background is like, but that would be the start for breaking into cyber or getting started within the CMMC side.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking that live question from our audience. I love it so much. And so I want you to just go ahead and tell the people how to connect with you for those questions and more. And I also dropped your website on the banners on the bottom, everyone, so that you can
Yes,
bookmark the website, right?
yes, yes. Thank you. So I am on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, Rae from HSJ, which is short for the Henry Society Journal. Our website is www.cybersloth.io. And I recently got on Instagram, which is My Sweet Tech Life. And those are the 3 platforms that you can find me on.
I love that. Thank you so much, Rae. This
Thank
was
you.
extremely helpful. And so our viewers were in for a treat, as I mentioned. And I thank everyone so much for tuning in live. And be sure, again, that you take that time, connect with our special guest, and just let her be a blessing to you and what you have going on in your tech strategy. Okay, Rae. So, look, what are the future plans for your business?
So our long-term goal is to become a accredited training facility so we can also help those that are looking to become um well, they're called CCPs or CCAs, which are CMMC cyber professionals or assessors. So that's our long-term goal. As of now, we offer mentorship as well. That's my soft spot. So I help those that are pivoting into tech as well as continue to provide those resources through Henry Society Journal for those that are looking to pivot into tech. Um, And I just launched a book. So that's my goal, which is called Failure is Data. If anyone is interested, it's on Amazon. So those are the major things that we have going on right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations on the book. I want you to take a time when you have some free time, go back and engage with the audience. So many comments, so many
Absolutely.
questions, and it is how the engagement begins. You never know. Your next client may be on the other side of this conversation. Your next mentee may be on the other side of this conversation. Heck, your next check from a vendor may be on the other side of this conversation. So we just gonna put that out into the atmosphere and let the collaborators know that we be collaborating. Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. I love that. So I think I've gone through most of my important questions. And so I just want you to maybe give our audience your parting thoughts. What is it that you absolutely want to leave my audience on Geek Talk with? Give the entrepreneurs your expert knowledge, Rae.
I would say if you are looking to break into tech and that is your goal, um, you can do it. And I know it sounds cliche, but you really can. There's not only a demand, but there's enough room for all of us. Just figure out what pathway, which route you want to take. Get a mentor, find your community, join groups, volunteer, 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 volunteer. And it's not who you know. Well, sometimes it is who you know, but it's also who knows you. So even as you are building your career, if you're not in tech yet, maybe you're in school, you're just getting started, document your journey. Get on LinkedIn, share your projects, share what you've done, and let the world know that you're here. You're not coming, you're already here. So I wish everyone luck on their tech journey. It's fun. It's fun over here.
Oh,
So,
love it. I love that. Thank you so much again, Rae. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it has been almost a year. We were talking about this backstage since we actually engaged in person, but we
mhm.
will celebrate our friendversary in July in
Yes, ma'am.
Seattle with the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial
Yes,
Center. And so, for our final segment, I want to clip that. I want you to talk about your experience with the Milestone Circles and Cornerstone Mentors program.
absolutely. So as I was building the Henry Society Journal, I also had joined the NASDAQ Entrepreneur Center Milestone Circles, which I would say catapulted my business. I met so many amazing women, a lot of them who I featured, which was ultimately the purpose of the Henry Society Journal. So that was a very great resource for myself. I met a lot of amazing people. I am now the ambassador for, or not the, but one of the ambassadors for the NASDAQ Entrepreneur Center. There's so many great things that they have going on and that they're continuing to build. So if you are interested, you should absolutely join the program. And you may meet someone as fabulous as myself and Sabrina as your mentor.
Shout out to the Cornerstone Mentors and our Milestone Circle mentees, all the ambassadors, all of the leadership, and to the Wells Fargo Foundation for all that you do, and to the John Hope Bryant Foundation, who is
Oh,
now on the board and the leadership with NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center. Y'all, listen, we gonna give fire and claps for all of that today because I happen to be in a place where I know they bank on us, the entrepreneurs and those leading ladies in tech. Rae, oh my God, I could just go on and on. This has been an amazing episode of
yes.
Geek Talk, and I hope that you have all the best in your future. I want to wish you nothing but success in your journey and continue to lift as you climb.
Thank you so much. I love that. Lift as you climb. I
Yes.
appreciate having me here, Sabrina, anytime. And I look forward to seeing you and connecting with anyone from your audience. Feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. And I absolutely, absolutely love finding ways that I can help you. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another episode of Geek Talk with Sabrina Lowery and her friends and her business colleagues, her collaborators, and these leading ladies in tech. I want to thank tonight's special guest, Rae McElroy, CyberSloth.io. Y'all support your girl in tech. I want you all to have an amazing rest of your day. If you'd like to learn more about yours truly, the Tech Evangelist, do business with me or be a featured guest on my podcast, go to sabrinalowery.com and be sure to follow the Tech Evangelist on Instagram because I might just give you a tech tip or some AI strategies behind the scenes. You never know. I am so excited to be here with you all and want to remind you at Sabrina Lowery on Instagram is where I give you a little behind the scenes taste of Geek Talk with Sabrina Lowery and Friends podcast. So, with that being said, don't you forget we are live on YouTube each and every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want you all to go and follow, subscribe, and download your favorite episodes of Geek Talk with Sabrina Lowery and Friends. Have a great rest of your day. Good night.